Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Also Podcast, Summer House Edition, Season 10, Episode 5. I love this show.
Me
I feel like
too,
I'm
me
in
too.
summer. I'm also in
I
Mexico City, so
know.
I'm getting nice and tan. So I
You
do
are
feel like I'm in
summer,
summer. I know. Live
matching the
from
vibe
Mexico.
of the show.
I know they should have had like a Mexican themed party
Oh,
aligned with me perfectly. They didn't,
yeah.
though. It was for
That'd be a
us.
callback to Kyle Cook's like early days of his like frozen margarita machine too.
Oh my God, I missed that. Okay, before we get into the episode, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, let's get into it. So, previously on Summer House, Bailey is in love with Ben, but she cannot flirt with this Australian. Amanda and Kyle have tons of the same issues that they've been having for the past 10 years. Jesse and Ciara are flirting, and he wrote a song about being in love with your best friend. And he asked Wes if he could make out with Ciara, which Wes also wants to make out with Ciara. Which, like, who doesn't?
I was about to say, can you put my name next on the list?
So we open up Saturday, July 19th, 1:13 p.m. It is 2 hours until the Renaissance Fair. It is time to get ready. Ben comes out dressed. He looks like the berries and cream kid. Do you know that meme?
Yeah,
Berries and cream. That's what he
yes.
looks like.
He committed, and I'm proud of him. This is like the first full-fledged, like, you really got to commit party to look cool.
Yeah. Lindsay dressed as a queen. Amanda looks as like a half goat, half lady, and she has a dick on her face. And Ciara's helping Jesse get ready, and they're flirting, of course. But the door to Wes's room is open, so he's able to hear all the flirting, and he has the giant cutout of Ciara next to him,
I
which is
mean, we thought
hilarious.
Ciara was, like, haunting him just by living in a house with him. Now he has to have a cutout over his bed?
And listen to her flirt with his best friend.
I mean, yikes.
Glad it's not me. So Carl introduces everyone as they come down the stairs in their costume, including Lindsay. He had to get Lindsay in there, to which Lindsay goes, "You have to bow because she's a queen."
The fact that he does it, obsessed.
I know we've used this before for like Jesse, West, and Ciara, but for Carl, Barbie always has a good day, but Ken only has a good day if Barbie looks at him.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I like that Carl is in his submissive era with Lindsay, like, he just wants good vibes, he wants to be in the mix, we know, like, he will do anything. He asks about Gemma, like, he is just, like, prim, proper, whatever I need to do to be the good guy, like, I'm in because, like, I just don't want things to be weird.
And Lindsay tells us she straight up doesn't care about Carl. So,
And that's exactly how I like it. Carl thinking about her at every second, every minute, and Lindsay is like, "Who's Carl?"
listen, Barbie always has a good day.
Barbie
Ken,
always
not
has a
so
good day.
much. So Ciara comes down. She is dressed as a rat. She's carrying the bubonic plague.
I mean,
She's
this
so
is
funny. This is so good.
her costumes, no bounds. I wish they would do an entire YouTube video over the years of, like, her talking about how she decides what she's gonna be, because I just find it fascinating. The only thing is we don't get to see her face, and, like, I love to watch her enjoy the party and enjoy people's reaction to her
Yeah.
costumes, and so this one took a hit for me just on that factor.
I do think this was not one of her best costumes. I think it's funny. I think it's creative,
Yes.
but it's been funnier, I think. Also, I would love to see how she thinks of it. Because if you tell me Renaissance Fair, I would never think of going as a rat with the bubonic plague.
No, same. I actually was annoyed she didn't do the turkey leg because I was like,
Oh,
"Yes."
that hit more? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, Carl had turkey legs, so she's like, I can't go as that.
Yeah, we already had turkey legs at home, I have to bring rat.
I have to bring Rat. So it's time to party. Let's get drunk. Ciara's doing all her sexy rap moves and Jesse's filming her. So then Lindsay goes up to West and she asks what he was talking to Jesse about in the pool earlier today. And West says the Ciara thing, and he like thinks Ciara would laugh if she knew that Jesse wanted to make out with him. And Lindsay's like, I don't know. She might not.
The way he's like, "Oh, never mind," like, like, Wes is shocked
Mhm.
that she said that because he really is still confident that, like, and him and Sierra do have good chemistry and stuff, but I think he thinks that she is still hung up on him, and I don't think she is. Like, I think if she
No,
did want Jesse, she would move on with Jesse.
I agree. But then Lindsay asks, like, does Ciara know? And Wes is like, I don't know. I don't think it's my place, which, like, I
It
also don't
isn't.
think it's Wes's place. But then Lindsay's like, is it my place? And I was like, absolutely it
Yes,
is.
yes.
As a girl,
I verbally said
absolutely.
out loud, "Yes." Well, I don't think this is gonna come great from Lindsay, not great, but, like, of course, you'd want your best friend to tell you these, like, weird things are happening, and you just wanna know you wouldn't wanna be the last to know or in front of an audience, but to move the plot along, yes, Lindsay, you are the only one that can tell her without it becoming a bigger telephone game.
Definitely agree. So then we cut to Amanda. She's eating grass because she's half goat. And Kyle's like, oh my God, this is what attracted me to Amanda to begin with. Like, she's so fun and eating grass. We're going to turn the summer around. And I was like, it just, give up.
No, I will not forget about Apology Due and then you storming away, calling her
I forget.
that she, once again, is, like, lazy and all these things. So, like, don't tell me you love her now that she's eating grass. Tell me, like, actually tell me why you love her because I don't believe you.
She's been fun when she went skinny dipping, but that was a big bust.
Really good point.
She can only be fun on his terms when he wants her to be fun and do it
Yeah,
accordingly to what he thinks is fun.
you're so right.
Annoying. But this episode was great because we really didn't get them.
I know, I
I
know.
loved it.
When Kyle said that, like, "We're gonna turn the summer on," I was like, "I pray for their sake, but mostly for mine, that, like, we don't have as many fights." I'm cool if we have, like, some
Mhm.
bickering sessions, whatever. We're obviously gonna get one more that leads to, like, the Carl-Kyle fight, but,
Awesome.
like, I cannot do it's basically like Lindsay and Carl during their what was that, season 8, when it was, like, the Friday night fights or whatever, like, we gotta get out of this rhythm, like, stop
Yeah.
fighting so aggressively.
Well, I did notice when I was watching, I was like, wow, the episode's already over. And then I was like, oh, because I didn't have to write about a stupid Kyle and Amanda fight like I normally do every other episode of this goddamn show.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Anyway, so then we find out, I always want to say her name wrong. Dara? Dara?
Alicia, I thought the same thing. I think it's Dara because I always think it's Dara, but they
I
always say
always
I think
think it's,
Dara.
I always think it's Dara, but I think it's
It's
Dara,
Dara.
but I can't
God,
remember.
names will always get us.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to Dara. I'm so sorry. It's usually the blonde women that trip me up. And you're a
I
brunette, and I'm
know.
so sorry.
You're getting a brunette and you're doing her
It's the
dirty.
same, I feel like on Traders, Tara and Tara. Everyone said it, and I was just like, what is it? You know
Mm.
what I mean? And I think that is seeping into this.
Yeah, I need her to say her name again. I'll go back and listen to whenever she introduced herself at the singles thing because
Yeah.
the problem is when other people say it a different way, like I will latch
If
onto that.
same. So I think it's Dara,
I think
right?
it's Dara.
Okay. So Dara is on the way to the summer house, and Ben is a little excited to see her because he's like interested. She's a hot girl. And then she gets here and she tells us kind of the same thing that Wes did, that she dated Wes years ago for like 3 months. It was basically a fling. But while Wes said that they just broke up, he was laid off, he tried to cover it. She's like, we ended things because he wouldn't commit and I'm 30 and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like beg a man to commit to me.
As you shun it, girly. Like, I love her coming out with it. But I do like that, like, while he has commitment issues, he doesn't. Yes, he's strung Ciara on a little bit, but I feel like he like tries to date people and then he realizes like I can't do this, moves on, and like isn't a huge douchebag about it. Like it seems like he still can be friends with people despite his own
That
issues.
I think that he realizes it's his issues,
Yeah.
so he can't like be mad at them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then he tries to keep the friendship alive, and he's a good friend. I mean, she describes him as the best person unless you're falling in love with him. So, like, they want him as a friend at that point, but they just know not to date him.
Which is so true, and I feel like a lot of people are that way, like, a lot of people are not bad people, we just have, like, severe trauma issues and, like, things people need to work through,
Yeah.
but, like so, like, relationships are scary to a lot of people, or we don't know how to act because 'cause we're not in those on a daily basis, like, your whole life, you're always in friendship, and so you, like, really learn how to craft that type of relationship, and I, like,
Yeah.
love seeing Wes as a friend, so, like, I'm happy about that, but it is so funny to hear, like, copy, paste, him, Ciara, him, Dara, like, another one bites the dust.
It's heartbreaking for me, who is absolutely in love with this man. It's so heartbreaking.
It makes me feel seen as a commitment phobe myself.
Miss my boyfriend was so much. I just wish he would commit, you know?
You want him back in the boyfriend era so you can, like, have that
No,
fantasy land?
I want him as my boyfriend era.
Well, you could be next. Gotta intervene and meet
I could
him.
be the next girl he doesn't commit to. Talk dirty to me.
Yeah. Dude, you would have a story for the rest of your life.
I
You would
know.
never stop telling that
Be
story.
like, we went out for 3 months and he just couldn't commit, even though I begged him to, and then he ended things with me. Terrible. So Lindsay and Ben, who I'm kind of shipping, Lindsay's like, oh my God, Ben, I need another drink. And he like rushes off to grab her one. And that's all we really see of them. But like, I'm really in favor of them flirting their little asses off.
It's hard because Lindsay is, we talked about it last episode, a big flirter. But I think Ben is like a person who accepts all type of banter, flirtiness, and it always comes off as he's reciprocating. Because Bailey kind of thinks he like is, but he doesn't know that she's flirting with him. So I can't get a read on Ben on like what he actually means to be doing.
I agree. I think with Lindsay, she flirts with everything and anything.
Yeah.
And I think Ben likes that. So I think they have good banter. So I think he is flirting with her, but I think on both ends it's not serious. But
Yeah.
also they could have a not serious hookup and they could just flirt not seriously for the rest of the show. I would not be opposed.
On Watch What Happens Live when they were on it a few weeks ago, it was asked, like, did they hook up or, like, did anything happen on the singles night? And Lindsay said, nothing happened on the singles night. So people are like, wait, so could something have happened? But I think she was being cheeky
I
with her
can't
answer to, like,
trust
lead people on.
Lindsay. Yeah, I can't trust her. She's such a good producer.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
I don't think anything happened, but I'm gonna ship it the entire
I'm
time, and
gonna
I'm
ship
gonna
it.
look for it every single episode.
I hope at least they continue to flirt. Like
I think they
it's
will.
just they're fun flirting.
She was pretty flirty with him on Watch What Happens Live. So, like, I think that type of banter, like the top
Yeah.
level that we were talking about, still
It's very
exists.
good. It's very
Mhm.
good. Bailey just doesn't have it. You know, I'm so sorry, Bailey. So sorry,
No,
my
sorry,
girl.
girly pop.
Okay, so Dara, right?
Yep,
That's what we're going with. Okay.
that's right.
I wanted to go the other way. Flirts with a shirtless KJ, and he doesn't remember her at first because her hair is different. And I was
It
like,
wasn't that different.
boys, boys. But they do a
Okay, she
shot
walked up
together.
and introduced herself to everybody, and KJ wasn't there. Like, it was like a big thing of like, oh, Dara's back, except KJ wasn't there. So I'm gonna give him a slight benefit of the doubt. There's so many random people in this house.
Okay, fair. But at singles night, she did meet him.
I know, but
They
it was
did a
like a
hug.
drive-by. It
That's
was like,
true.
"Hey, I'm gonna go down the line." Like, it
I
doesn't seem like
agree.
they spent any significant amount of time together.
No.
So, I mean, boys should get better at remembering girls, but this also was such a blip that I don't know if I would remember someone.
I agree. And Dara wasn't like offended. And I like that she turned it into a flirty thing where she's like, how could you not remember me? And he was like, oh my God, your hair is different. She's like, it's a little curlier. We should do a shot. And they cheers to KJ being an idiot,
I
which I
love
appreciate.
it.
I
She's
appreciate.
a good flirt. Like, she's
Yeah.
even more aggressive than, like, the Lindsay flirt in, like, making things happen, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. Dara and Lindsay rival each other. But Dara, I think, has a like, she's naturally very flirty. Lindsay's
Yeah.
more like aggressively flirty. Dara, I think, can kind of slip in and out of it. You know what I mean? And you like are
That's
like,
true.
is she flirting with me? Is she not?
Yeah.
So I love it. So it's 4:08 p.m. Lindsay, she goes over to Ciara. She's like, hey, I got to tell you something. And of course, Mia and Amanda are there and they're like, we're going to listen in too. And Lindsay tells Ciara that last night, Jesse asked West if he could make out with Ciara. And Ciara's like, what? And Lindsay tells Ciara that West was kind of like, whatever about it. But it is kind of like a joking thing. And that Jesse was serious about asking about the makeup or make out, but the makeout would be a joke, basically.
Which, if somebody told me this would make me so sad. Like,
Why
at
is
a
it
party,
a joke? Why is it
I
a
don't
joke to
know.
make out with me?
I still don't get it because also this is a telephone game. Like, this isn't exactly what Jesse said, but like still like the intention that everybody is taking from like I think the intention is true, but like the words being said make it like way harder to hear because it's not like
Mhm.
Jesse specifically said all of this. So like watching Ciara hear this and being like, wait, what? What? Like, that's so weird
Yeah.
to be told this type of information. I can't believe it ever happened, but like to be told it is crazy. especially mid-party.
I just think, like, yeah, for someone else to come over and be like, hey, your best friend, your guy best friend, asked your ex if he could make out with you, but it wouldn't be serious. Like, you wouldn't be taken seriously. And it's
Yeah.
by someone that is supposedly your friend that loves you. Like, you don't have to joke about hooking up with, like, that's not funny. Because the thing is, if we're friends, you should have some sort of feelings towards me, even if they're not
That.
romantic. And like, to say that anything sexual with me would be a joke is really
Yep.
harmful to hear.
And then you have West, who is, like, your ex and also still supposed to care about you, your friend, who it's like a whatever, like, you're not even standing up
That
for me, like,
sucks.
that's a double whammy.
Yeah.
It just we talked about jokes last week that, like, what's with people telling jokes and other people not saying, like, "That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird. Why would you say that?"
And like, I think the thing is, like, Wes does think it's weird, which I
Yeah.
think, like, that would help the situation in Ciara's eyes. But the problem is he can't express that to Jesse. So like, it doesn't even count. How Wes is feeling doesn't count if he doesn't express it.
But I think it, like, goes with that a lot of times men don't wanna look bad in other men's eyes, and it's like Wes isn't willing to show his emotions or be vulnerable with another man in his life, and, like, that's crazy because, like, these 2 guys have been emotional together. Like,
Yeah.
you do have that type of relationship. So it pisses me off that, like, nobody is standing up for Ciara, and there were 4 people there. Nobody stood up for her and being like,
Yeah.
"That's weird. Why would you talk about her like that?"
And Jesse and Wes are supposed to be like, even if her and Wes aren't friends anymore, like, they had something, so he should care. And
Yeah.
Jesse is like always up Sierra's ass, loves her so much, and like, this is how he treats her. The other two, I feel like, get a slight pass because they just met
I
her,
agree. I agree with
but
that.
still.
It just reminds you that in a room full of men, like, women's always the joke.
Honestly, it really sucks when you realize this. I remember, like, I have a guy friend who I'm still friends with, but at one point I heard about him talk about a girl he was dating, and I was like, it was like not in great light. And I was like, I hope you never describe me to your guy friends because, like, the way you're talking about a girl that you're dating is terrifying. And I'm a girl that I know, like, we don't have attraction. And so, like, if this is how you describe girls you do like, that's crazy. And he was just like, well, like, we're just buds though. And I'm like, but it doesn't matter. You should still describe me with respect and
Yeah.
like love. Like, it doesn't matter.
I know I've had people talk poorly about me in like, while I'm there, and people still won't even, like, help me or defend me, and I'm like, "What would you ever do when I'm not in the room?"
Yeah,
Like, while
it's
I'm in the
terrible.
room, you don't even support me. Yes, I can handle my own, but still, you should, like, check on me or come talk to me or something, and
Hmm.
I have slowly over the last year, year and a half, 2 years, removed people from, like, my inner circle because I'm not gonna deal with that, especially
Yeah.
a man who wants emotional support. You can't even defend my name whether I'm in the room or not. Like, no, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. We're not trading those things anymore.
And Jesse loves emotional support from women that he's not
Yeah,
dating. So
he loves that bed bug club.
So after hearing this, Ciara just needs a minute. She's annoyed because why is Jesse asking West for permission? The only person that should be giving permission is her. And both these boys make her sick. And Ciara's also annoyed that Jesse acts like everything is a joke, which we knew from the Lexi
Ugh,
season.
yep.
And if he's asking permission to make out with her, why isn't he asking permission to go on a date with her? Because she has made it clear that she is not the type of girl to just do a hookup. So if, like, you actually like her, you need to ask to go on a date, not to jokingly make out.
Which I didn't think about that element
I
of
didn't
it,
either.
that she has from day 1 of being in the house, and especially the West season, been very clear that, like, she is a slow burn, she wants to get to know someone, she's just not out there for, like, a casual fling, and Jesse knows her so well and knows that.
Yeah. So your best friend is like, oh, can I make out with her? Which is what we said last week. We were like, if Jesse actually likes Ciara, he should be the only time he should bring Wes into it is to be like, hey, I really like her. I want to take her on a date.
I have feelings for her, yeah,
Yeah. And then she's also like, why doesn't Wes care? So
yeah.
they go to the kitchen to discuss, and Lindsay tells them that the way she's reading it is Jesse's catching a vibe because, like, him and Ciara have always been flirty, but it's a little more now. And maybe he's, like, catching feelings and anticipating something going forward. And Ciara's like, that's great. But the main thing is, like, it shouldn't be a joke. And then Lindsay's like, I feel bad. Did I make it awkward? And Ciara's like, no, I want to know these things.
100%. Like, yes, it is awkward.
It is,
but like,
you did make
Lindsay,
it
it's
awkward.
not your fault. It's the guy's fault.
Yeah, always. So they're like, fuck these men, let's drink and not talk to men. And they're like, except you, Lindsay, you go talk to men because it's fun for everyone. So Amanda finds Bailey and she's like, hey, you got to practice your flirting. Why don't you go flirt with those sword actors? And Bailey's like, the Renaissance guys? No thanks. And Amanda's like, okay, why don't you go flirt with the magician? And Bailey's like, he is 75 years old. I'm not going to do that. And so Bailey's like, I will practice my flirting on West and see if he, like, gets that I'm interested, which I was like, that's great. Wes is such an easy person to flirt with.
I know, but you already have, like, a somewhat friendship rapport that I think
That's
we
true.
needed a new person to really test out if she can flirt or not.
See, that's the thing, is, like, I know I could flirt with Wes. I know this.
He does have to work.
He does have to work. But the thing is, if you're a bad flirter, you may not flirt with Wes. And also, Wes has a very specific type of flirting that he does that aligns with us. Like, I don't think I could flirt with Carl.
No.
He doesn't align with my flirting. I think Bailey could flirt with Carl. I think
I
that's
agree.
more aligned. So, whatever. Wes comes over and he's like, hey, Bailey, what's up? And she is so awkward because she's really, at first she doesn't lay it thick. She's like, how's it going? And he's like, fine. She's like, oh, you like being here? And it was just so weird. And he's like, sure. And then she turns it up because he's eating popcorn. And she's like, how's my popcorn taste? Are you as turned on as I am? And Wes is like, what is happening?
It's weird because she goes from such normal conversation and it's all in her facial expressions. And I'm like, that's not how you flirt. Like,
she
yes,
goes
it's
from
great
work
to
work
smile.
combos.
Yeah. Like, cool. You're smiling and like batting your eyelashes to like really on thick, like innuendos, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, there's an in between you're missing, my girl.
Yeah. She goes from like combos safe for work, like with your boss, to like PG 13 plus rated, and you're just like, what's going on?
Like bad Christmas movie lines.
Yeah,
Like, what?
Yeah, like it was bad. And to the point that Wes too is like, what's going on here?
I was waiting for him to say that sooner. I was like, because he was just like clearly like a little weirded out, but like not gonna embarrass her over it. And then he was like, wait a minute, no, what are we doing here?
So she's like, should you not know I was hitting on you? And he's like, literally no. I knew something was weird, but no, I didn't.
But flirting was not in the realm of possibilities.
And so she says she used to, when she first moved to New York, she had a gives no fucks mentality. She was flirting like a hot, mean girl. And now she's the opposite, which is so true because she's not flirting at all, in my opinion.
I think she's thinking too hard about it, and that's the issue. Like, you can tell, like, on her face, she's, like, trying to be, like, flirty and, like, give a smile and bat those eyelashes, and then when she's, like, saying the words, she's, like, coming up with punchlines in her heads, and that truly isn't flirting. I always tell people who are, like, tell me they're quote unquote bad at flirting that a lot of it is being able to deny that you're flirting. Like, it's really skating that edge of like a good conversation. And so you have to like fit your group. Like you said, Carl and Bailey could, because they could have a conversation and she could like tiptoe on the line of some innuendos without like fully punching them through.
Yeah. I think the other important thing to note is like there are people who could flirt with anything, right? Like Lindsay, Dara, I think could. Yeah. But like, I think the other thing to note is if they do, they could flirt with someone, but it might not flow if that person doesn't match their flirting style.
Yeah.
Which also means like you can't have a good flirt with everyone. And that's okay.
That's true.
Bailey's just one of those people that you might struggle to have a good flirt with.
She has maybe a less of a percentage than the U.S. of people she might find that flow with.
She does say she lost her confidence. We obviously know about her breakup at Sweet Green. So now she like has trouble putting herself out there. So I like her practicing. I think maybe start with someone, because Wes is a key flirter, okay? Start with someone a little less, like a Carl I think would be great.
Where the stakes are lower because, like, they might be awkward too, and so we could
Yeah.
blame it on them.
I think even I know he's married, but you could look at Amanda and be like, "You mind if I practice on Kyle?" Because Kyle naturally can talk to anyone. So you can turn
Yes.
it, you can start with a basic conversation and turn it into flirting a little.
That's a really good point, and but there isn't the, like, high stakes of, like, Wes is a good flirter, whereas, like,
Yeah.
Kyle is just, like, great at convo, so, like, how do you keep a convo flowing just in
That
general?
you can see if you can add little flirty things into a basic convo because that's another style of flirting is like you talk
Yeah.
about nothing and then you just kind of slip in a little like ooh and see like how it goes. And Kyle I think would also maybe flirt back a little just because he like
Well, he's desperate for connection right
there
now,
you
so I
go,
think he
there
would
you go.
actually enjoy this little test game.
There you go. So KJ gives Dara a tour, and she is super flirting. But again, I think she flirts with everyone. However, KJ fully in love. He's like, she is so pretty, and he's trying way too hard, but he's really feeling the energy.
He definitely is putting a lot into it, but I think it's going well. Like, he's not embarrassing himself by any
Hmm.
means in the flirting, but I'm always like, "Oh," and there's a moment where, like, he's putting his full effort in, and it's
Yeah.
cute.
You can tell that she naturally does it and he is thinking about it because he does have a natural flirt to him, but you can see the moment he thinks about it a little too hard and says something, and you're like, it's
Yeah,
cute though. It's cute when guys get nervous like
I know.
that.
He, like, drops it out there, and he's like, "I hope it goes well."
Yeah, it's cute. I also want to shout out the girl talking to Carl who has a Beyonce Renaissance tour shirt. That's genius. That's something I would want to wear. Ciara is talking to Mia and she just doesn't know how she feels about like this Jesse makeout thing. And like, and Mia's like, I'm disgusted about it because every time now she sees Jesse, she's like, her face cannot be fixed. So then we
Yeah,
have a jousting competition. It's Jesse versus West, who is pulled away from a hot blonde that he is flirting with.
I saw that.
Someone says it's idiot versus idiot, which made me crack up.
I mean, accurate.
They basically end up wrestling and then everyone shouts kiss. And then Ciara gets really emotional while this is happening. So it's 5:12 p.m. and Ciara starts crying and so Mia's like, let's go to your room. And she runs inside, which was heartbreaking.
I can't imagine. I just a lot has happened at these parties, but I feel like this is one of the worst things to be told mid-party. And so well, yes, for the drama, it is good. I wish Lindsay would have told her after the party so she could have enjoyed the party.
Agreed. So party continues. KJ's flirting with Dara, and then Ciara and Mia go to their bed for a chat. And Ciara's just like, she's not flattered to feel like because it feels like everyone wants to experience her, right? And
Mhm.
she has been very vocal about wanting a boyfriend, a best friend, someone she can connect with, protect her, all these things. And she doesn't want the surface level shit. So it hurts because everyone knows this, especially Jesse, so it hurts that he sees her as a good time girl because, like, she's expressed that's what she doesn't want.
Yeah.
Mia tells Ciara, like, she deserves all the things that she wants. Mia's like, please don't cry. And Ciara's like, I'm on my period too. This is just a lot. This is a lot.
It is, and in press, Sierra has talked about not wanting to be just known for her body, and so even as a, like, viewer of this show, I'm trying to, like, be very conscious of, like, highlighting every other part of her because, yes, she
Yeah,
is a gorgeous girl, but she is so much more than that, not only to guys, but to the rest of the audience too, and that would be so tough to be pigeonholed,
I
not only
agree.
on the show, but then by your friends and every guy you would ever see anything with of just being the good time girl, the hot body, like,
Yeah.
only for, like, the external things.
I agree, and I am guilty of talking about how hot her body is. I think just because for me, I really don't see a lot of physicality, like, that's just not how I find attractiveness, but then if
Mhm.
someone's a good person and they're hot, I'm just like, "Well, we want" like,
Yeah.
she's a nurse, she's so funny, she's like, all her costumes are hilarious, she has great banter, watching her flirt with Wes was so much fun. I see myself in her a lot as far as, like, putting up walls and like not wanting to be a good time girl and like all these things. And then add that to like she's just drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like it makes her hotter even. Because I think if she was a bad person, I don't think I'd be like, oh my God, and she's hot. I'd be like, yeah, she's hot, but she sucks. You know what I
That's really
mean?
good person. Like, she exudes all these other things that, like,
Mm-hmm.
draw your eye to her as a person,
Yeah.
and she's gorgeous, so then your
And
eye,
she,
like,
yeah,
stays, you
you're
know?
just
Like, y
like,
sh you're drawn in as who she is, and she's hot.
there's not a flaw. You can't even be like, oh, she's ugly. Like, it's
No,
everything's
I
perfect
agree.
and she has abs. Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm
We're all in love.
mesmerized by her, and I'm so impressed at, like, however they got her on this show because while I, like, love the other cast members, I don't think that there is a more well-rounded person that we've
I
ever seen
agree.
on this show.
No,
Like,
I
I
I
even love
fully
Paige
agree.
dearly, but, like,
I think
Ciara
Ciara,
tops her as, like, a holistic person in my eyes.
I agree. I think it's because we see Ciara Paige has always kind of been this strong, force of a woman, but we've
Yeah,
seen Ciara really break down, which we've seen a little bit of Paige, but the way Ciara has fully broken in front of us and then built herself back up, incredible, incredible.
and she came in with, like, this career and, like, had this whole story that
Mhm.
she's been telling since the moment she hit, like, the house that other
Yeah.
people haven't. Like, they haven't been able to, like, talk about their careers in the way Ciara did, and that was a huge timing thing because of the pandemic, her taking a
Yeah.
break, having to deal with the ICUs in the height of the pandemic, but I don't know, her journey has just been an incredible one.
Incredible. Party continues. Lindsay FaceTimes Gemma, sorry.
Oh my god, do not get our first daughter's name wrong.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's more my throat is dry. But Gemma, Ben and Dara hang out and flirt a little bit. She tells Ben she loves a man in a guillotine because he's in a vulnerable position.
Obsessed.
He does not know what to do. And they chat a little. We learn Dara's a horse girl. And KJ sees, and he's like, oh, all the other boys make flirting look so easy. And I'm overthinking it.
Oh my god, I was like, "My guy, you're not that bad. Like,
You're doing really well.
you're doing well, and she's into your
Yeah.
flirting."
Yeah, she's flirting back. Just take it for what it is. Okay, so then Mia kicks everyone out, and Amanda yells her classic, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay. And no one yells back here. She's like, that's
I
so
was
awkward.
shocked. "Get out of my house. You're never coming back."
She had to look at Lindsay and be like, oh my God, no one said it back. Embarrassing. No, so it's 8:48 p.m. Dara and KJ chat on the couch a little. They flirt. So KJ's like, what do you do for fun? And Dara's like, I like to read. And I was like, oh my God, I'm Dara. And then she goes, I also like to go to the movies by myself. I am Dara. Those are two of my
I
hobbies.
love going to the movies by myself.
Same.
People will be like, "Let's go see this," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I
No.
don't think you understand. This is a solo, and I wanna go 2 or 3 weeks after the movie has come out, so then, like,
Yes.
barely anybody's in the theater too."
Agreed. Agreed. I love seeing movies by myself. So then Kyle DJs. Oh, wait. First, KJ says we should go on a film date. So,
Oh my god. I like
yeah.
that he's asking her on a date and, like, early, he, like, wants to hit
Hmm.
the ground running, which is
She
so funny because
agrees.
KJ said that he didn't wanna be a lover boy this season, he wanted to be the guy out.
Sarah's gorgeous. How do you not? You just got to
No,
shoot your
I
shot.
agree. It's just so funny because, like, him and Wes are the
He can't help
opposite when it
it.
comes to dating, is he's just like, "I'm gonna try to be, like, chill about dating, I'm not gonna, like, lock something down," and then he sees an amazing woman and he's like, "I gotta grab her," you know? "I
That's what
gotta take
Dara
the
wants.
opportunity."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she wants. Okay, so KJ asked Jesse if Sierra's okay. And Jesse's like, I don't know. I haven't seen her all night.
Go find her.
So then Ben and Dara flirt some more, and Ben's like, hey, have you texted me yet? And Dara's like, oh my God,
Wait, that
you're
was
trouble.
smooth. Wait, I have a question because, like, at the end of the party, like, her suitcase was sitting at the front door, clearly, like, production, like, popped it in there, and then she, like, gets a room, but it doesn't seem like she spends the night, so, like, I'm confused about her role in this
I don't
house.
know. I don't know. I thought the same thing because she wasn't leaving the next morning, right? We
And,
didn't see
like,
her in the cars.
no, and, like, this is jumping ahead, but, like, because they leave, like, she takes her suitcase with her, and I was like, "Okay, did you just use that room to change?"
Oh my God, is that what was happening? I thought people were going out, but then everyone was in the house.
I don't know what happened. Okay, keep
Because her
going
and
because
Carl were walking out, and I was like, oh, we're going to the club. But she did have her suitcase. Maybe Carl, the only sober one, was driving her to the train or something.
I don't know. It sounded
Um,
like she said, like, running errands or, like, doing something, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
okay. So then Bailey calls Levi, and she's like, oh my God, Dara got Ben. He's not ours anymore.
Which this is so sad. I didn't even notice Levi wasn't here.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
I need more of her, and I don't know if that's just because, like, she said nothing on camera or, like, production doesn't care, but I'm, like, sad about it because, like, I genuinely think she's a nice girl, but they're
I
giving
do
her that, like,
too.
what's that girl who disappeared? I think her name might have been Bailey too, last year. Like,
Bailey,
she's
yeah.
just nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I do like that they're keeping her in the sense that this Bailey has a friend, because I
Yeah.
think then that helps her acclimate better. But yeah, it's weird. But Bailey says she now realizes that she never stood a chance with Ben, and whatever she was doing wasn't flirting. I love a
I'm
self-aware
dying.
queen. I love a self-aware
Yes.
queen. When you look
Oh
back and
my
you're like,
god.
oh, that was rough for me. I love that feeling.
Which it gives me hope because then she won't continue the current version of her flirting, which is
She'll change.
0.1%.
Maybe
Yeah.
just stop flirting and see what happens. You know what I mean?
She's applying too much pressure to, like, do something when it should just be a natural conversation at the end of the day.
So now it's 12:36 a.m. and this is when people were leaving, which now I do think it was sober Carl driving Dara somewhere.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
think is
was
happening.
really confused.
Because I also wrote, we see none of them going out, question mark. Me mad at production. They didn't actually go out.
I don't think they did. Yeah, I think some of them might have been on the car ride maybe to take her. Some of them ran some errands, maybe
Maybe.
to get, like, dinner or something, but, like, I that was a
We didn't
weird,
go out.
like, 5 people leaving the front door and nothing happening.
So it is Sunday, July 20th at 9:34 a.m. The house is starting to rise. Wes does his daily dip in the pool. It's time to clean up, sadly. And Jesse asks Ciara if she has plans for the week. And she kind of looks at him and pauses and very slowly says she has to clean her apartment and get new furniture. And immediately, Jesse can tell Ciara's upset and is hoping it's not at him, but he's afraid it is at him. And he just always feels like he messes up.
Which that's all in his interview chair. I don't buy it because if you knew your friend was upset and you knew that you had said something shady, you would, like, pull her and sit her down.
Yep, I agree. So at 11:20 a.m., it's time to pack up and leave. Lindsay and Carl say goodbye to each other. And we learn that the car Lindsay's driving away in is the car that Carl helped buy. He paid for half.
I'm
But
dying.
again, just like Ken, he's like, it's okay because I'm just glad it wasn't awkward. He doesn't
Yep.
care. And so Ciara says bye to Lindsay. She says bye to all the girls. And then she looks at Jesse and gives him a lame little bye.
That's the energy.
At this point, you gotta
Yeah.
know. So we go back to NYC. It's Monday. We do a golf simulation with West and Kyle, and West sucks at golf, which just makes him hotter.
It makes me feel better because I sometimes feel like just every guy is naturally good at golf, and I like to see
Ugh,
that they're not.
I hate golf. So I hate when I'm with someone who likes to golf a lot, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to golf. But I think if I went golfing with Wes, he would just let me sit in the, what's
Be
it
a cart
called?
princess.
Yeah, I just want to sit in the cart. Because
Mhm.
I did once date a golfer, and he took me to Topgolf, and he's like I was like, "I just whiffed like 3 times, I don't wanna golf anymore, I just wanna sit here." He was like, "No, you have to keep trying," and I was like, "Let me live."
Oh, I don't like that energy. Like, I enjoy going to, like, a driving range or, like, Topgolf. I get annoyed at a full golf course at a certain point because it's just so long.
Once I whiff, just let me sit. I don't wanna do this anymore. It's
Oh my god, I can't
embarrassing.
believe he wasn't even, like, trying to help you. I always tell people, like, if
No,
the
he was
faster
so
you
lame.
swing, because people, like, try to swing so fast to make it go far, which, like, yes, at once you're good at it, like, you should swing fast, but, like,
Yeah.
you gotta learn how to accurately hit it.
Someone once told me it was like I was setting up like I was about to hit a baseball because I played softball
Yeah,
growing up, which is different because in golf you have to just stay on this stationary thing and swing
yeah.
back. Whereas in softball, you like can kind of pull back and use your eyes and it comes at you. So your eyes are moving.
Yes,
Like the
it's a
swing
way
is
different setup.
different.
I
Yeah,
have to really think through it because whenever I'm going naturally, I start to do, like, a
like a
baseball, softball
baseball.
stance, and
Yeah.
then I have to reset my whole body.
Exactly. So it's Tuesday, Lindsay's apartment. She's baby safing it all. And then we go to a bar where KJ is meeting Dara and he ordered a drink without her, but she turns it into flirting because she's like, looks like we're off to a bad start,
Wait,
but we'll see.
what did you think about that? Because he gets a drink and 2 waters. I like that he got the 2 waters.
The water is nice. I think It depends we obviously don't know. It depends how late she's running and if she let him know, or like if he got there early and ordered a drink.
Yeah.
I probably, though, I'm not mad that he did order a drink, but I would also give shit. I would be like, damn, you couldn't even wait for me. I'm only 5 minutes late.
I agree with that.
But I wouldn't be actually mad.
I'm an awkward person at restaurants where I just like I couldn't just sit there with nothing. I feel like I need to order because like I feel bad not buying things from them while I'm there. So like I probably would have ordered.
Yeah, but I would say something about it because I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Since the party, they've been texting, talking on the phone, FaceTiming.
What? Dude, that's wow. I'm impressed at how like quickly it's moving and I'm into it. Like how many FaceTimes? It's been like 4 days.
No, the FaceTime is crazy. That's like, I don't FaceTime you until I'm in love. Okay? So that's,
Agreed.
I don't know. Okay, so KJ didn't really want a relationship this summer, but here we are. And he's still wearing Dara's earrings. And he tells her that he saw her with Ben and was kind of like upset by that, which I'm surprised he's admitting this.
Yeah, but that's kind of hot. He has said that he like leans into a more feminine energy with his emotions.
Which I also like.
I like think it is something
It's
that's
refreshing.
yeah, it takes people's guard down whenever like you hear somebody being so honest about like how they feel about you and it like that would freak me out a little bit just because I'm avoidant. However, with
Same.
most people I think they would be like, "Oh, you're into me?" Like that's a compliment.
Yeah, it would freak me out a little bit. I'd be like, I was just talking to Ben. You know what? I'm FaceTiming you. But I think like watching it, I think it's really endearing.
Me too.
So I think I need to be better than accepting that.
So true. Like from a viewer perspective, I'm like hot. From a me perspective, I'm like, but I'm like, Meredith, we don't need that strong of a reaction.
If you were like, oh my God, a guy said this to me, I'd be like, Meredith, he's obsessed with you. That's
He's
so
into
good.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think like, but then if it was me, I'd be like, ew, Meredith. Guess what happened?
I'm so scared. Yeah, a boy likes me.
I think is, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. People who watch reality TV, I think are more emotionally intelligent because even without going to therapy, right? I can look at this behavior and be like, oh my God, I need to change the way I see things. So I'll
Yeah.
just leave that there. Anyway, so Dara says that Ben was nice and she's not trying to make KJ feel like it's a weird competition, but she doesn't like Ben that way. And KJ's like, oh, everyone likes Ben. I was like, that's so true, though.
I love this response from her because she's like not trying to play games to like
Yeah.
incite more from KJ. Like they're both being very honest about where things
I
are at,
love
which I
this.
see how we have like FaceTime dates happening already.
Yeah.
They seem emotionally stable as people and we're not.
Yeah. No, I do like that she's like, look, here's the thing. I like you. I don't like Ben. So don't even worry about it. Hot. So hot.
I'm so confused because we've never had something like this on Summer House. Usually it's like way
I
more
know.
games.
I can't believe we have 2 adults. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
KJ tells Dara that this is all new because he's not really single usually, right?
Yeah.
Like, so him taking Dara on a date is whatever. And she's like, so do you want to be single this summer? And he goes, I did. And I was like, oh, not anymore.
I was like,
Maybe.
that could have been taken a wrong way too.
I
Of
agree.
like, I was ready to have a single summer. That sounds kind of douchebaggy, but he's already put his emotions down. That it leads to like, you really took me by surprise.
Yep, I agree. So we go to Soft Bar. Carl's working on getting this place up and running. He's doing his movement towards what he wants to do, which we know was Lindsay's big issue with him, which is fair. I think the Carl 2 years ago, totally different than the Carl now. So,
well, I think this is also giving him energy to really follow through. And that's the thing is Lindsay wanted follow through and he's actually doing that now. So
yeah.
like, I don't need to praise him for it, but I need to be like clocked. Like you're working, you're
Yeah.
doing something you're passionate about and like respected.
So Ben's here to see the progress and he loves New York because people just have an idea and they go for it. So Carl has 3 weeks to finish, 5 weeks to open. He's actually not going to come to the summer house this week because he has to work on this. And he's got tons of investors, okay? Jesse's an investor, other friends and family, some professional ones, influencers, athletes. And Ben's like, did Kyle get involved? And Carl's like, no, he did not, which I
That's
knew.
crazy.
I'm fascinated in the business of Loverboy. So we remember that Carl did put money in. I thought Kyle originally said, like, last year when Paige was arguing about the Craig thing with Kyle, that it was a $25 buy-in.
He did
Doesn't
say
matter.
25,000. At
Okay.
last summer, he did say that amount.
Okay. Well, Carl invested $15K in 2019 when he didn't have a lot of money. So he hoped Kyle would do the same in return. But Kyle said he's not in a position to invest, which threw Carl off. But I think that also means Kyle's really struggling for cash.
Yes, but here's my thing. I don't think you need to invest the exact same amount. I understand he seems to be a little cash poor, but you you cannot tell me that that man does not have like 5K, 2K. Like any investment, I think Carl would have been like, "No, I appreciate it," because it shows that whatever you have, you believe in me so much that like whatever
Yeah.
you have, you're willing to give.
Or Kyle could invest his time. He could be at softball right now
Very
helping
good
out.
point.
So
Very good point. This really upset me because I do feel like Carl has been a really good friend to Kyle, and Kyle has been there for
he's been a
moments with
great
Carl.
friend.
But this is something that a lot of people, us included, have had negative opinions on the success of it. And so the fact that Kyle hasn't invested in it, to me, it shows publicly that like Kyle maybe doesn't believe in it. Like, there's
Support
just
it.
a certain backing that, like, your friends investing needs. Like, I was so proud to hear Jesse invested, and I
Yeah,
think a
that's really
really cool
nice.
thing was that non-alcoholic brands invested. I think that's really smart of those brands, like, athletes invested. Like, hearing all of that gave me a lot more hope for Carl's business because I know a lot of
Agreed.
people were kind of shitting on him for doing, like, the crowdfunding, but I think the crowdfunding piece was to get the community involved, which I somewhat think is smart hearing that all these other people invested.
I agree. It makes me feel better that these people invested. And like Ben even said, he's like, this is, a big risk to do a non-alcoholic
Yeah,
brand. But when you have the backing of influencers and athletes and other like people who have some sort of influence, I think that matters. So I like that. That's what he's doing.
yeah.
Okay, so now it's Friday, July 25th, 4:20 p.m. We're off to the Hamptons. Wes, KJ, Jesse, and Ben are driving down together. Wes got a text from his friend who works at the bar that KJ and Dara went to, letting Wes know that KJ was there on a date. So KJ tells everyone it was Dara. And after they did drinks, they went and saw Tyler, the Creator, which is so funny. That's so good.
I mean, this is like a perfect like rom-com at this point. Like, I don't know how they like date so well. I'm so impressed.
And they got a goodnight kiss. And then yesterday, he says she came over and they made dinner and hung out all night, and he left this morning. So that's what confused me because he said she came over, but he left. Either way, it sounds like they had a lovely little night together.
It really does. But I'm confused. Like, where is this girlie going in this house? And is this why she's on the show? Because she was
I
mic'd
don't know.
up
She
last
was.
weekend. So they were prepared for her.
I don't know. Maybe she told the producer, she's like, I'm into KJ. And they're like, all right, girl,
Well,
Mike
well, I'm
you.
wondering if him and KJ or her and KJ talked at singles night, but then that's worse if you didn't remember her, but like whatever.
Oh, that's way worse.
I know.
Okay, so then they're like, oh, Ben is awfully quiet back here. And Ben says him and Dara did have a vibe, but he's not upset by this. Like, he's not looking for this serious thing. So, like, go KJ,
Yeah,
which we're
love that
all rooting.
energy. Yep.
Ben better not swoop in.
I don't think he would. I think he just is like a vessel for all types of flirting, and he's just like good at
Vessel's great.
being someone who is good at flirting. He's easy to bounce off of. Like Wes is an outward flirter. I think
Yeah,
Ben accepts flirting really well. So I
love
don't
that.
think that much was really happening.
So Bailey and Levi get to the house first. They're gonna pull a prank. Okay, so they get in, they hide their shit, they lock the door, and then when the boys' car is pulling up, we see Bailey and Levi dressed as plants, and they put themselves in little pots. Boys' car is like kind of pulling up, but KJ first tells Jesse that he had coffee with Ciara, and word got to her about the makeout comment that he made. And Wes says because of Lindsay, which like, fuck you, my guy. Everything I said about golf, fuck you.
I'm so annoyed because how are you giving this energy, Wes? Like we saw it on the floaty last weekend when he was talking to Jesse. He tries to act so nonchalant about this. And Wes is the reason Lindsay knows. So how are you blaming this on Lindsay?
Because of Lindsay. And Lindsay even says, is it my business to tell Ciara? And Wes was like, oh, I don't know. He knew she was going to tell
He wanted
Ciara.
her to. He
My
wanted her
God.
to.
My God. So Jesse says he knows. He texted Ciara to check in and she didn't respond. So he knows something's off, which is good. That's the energy we need. So yeah, Levi and Bailey getting ready. It's pouring outside. Kyle, Amanda, Ciara, and Mia pull up to the house. Amanda sprints from the car because she can't get wet. And then she gets inside and Bailey immediately jumps out at her because Bailey's right up front. Levi's a little more hidden. And Amanda gets really scared. And then Kyle and Mia come in. She scares them, gets them. And then Ciara's running in, but she slips and totally eats shit on these stairs.
The
Which,
angle
like,
looked like she hit her face, but I
I know,
guess
it
she
looked really
didn't.
bad. Because fucking Kyle's just standing there. He's like, oh my God, she slipped. And I was like, go out there and help her.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman. Listen, I'm all for like equality and shit, but not in this scenario. Get your butt out there and go help this woman.
Dude, if I saw even a guy slip, I'd be like, are you okay? Like, what do you need? Like,
No, I
get
would
in,
have
it's
laughed.
raining.
I would have laughed. I wanted Kyle to go out there and help her up because she was
Okay,
on that ground.
it's the hitting of the face that I would be concerned about every person. Like, if a
Yeah.
man just slipped, okay, whatever. But like, it looked like she hurt herself.
Well, she was down for a little bit and Kyle was just like, oh my God, Ciara, get in. And I was like, get in, go get her. My
Pick her
God.
up, carry her inside.
But Ciara comes in and she's not scared by the plant. She immediately is like, what's that plant doing here?
No, she just scared herself by slipping on the ground. These plants are light work.
So then they're like, oh, where's Levi? And Bailey's like, oh, she's not coming. I came by myself. Look at me in my plant outfit. And then Mia turns the corner and Levi gets her. So
What's crazy is Mia sees it. It's once you knew that there was one fake plant, it's so obvious this
she's
one
like,
is fake.
what's that fake? That fake plant looks like you, Bailey. And that's like, she gets totally scared. So that prank was sponsored by Uber Eats. Thank you so much.
Okay, I love a prank. I want more pranks in the summer
Yeah.
house because these are good and it's easy to add them if you
Yeah.
have the time for them or cut them out.
Levi and Bailey really killed it. Great job, girls. So then the boys pull up and Bailey and Levi get back in position, but this time they're both by the front door and they get all the boys, mostly Wes. Wes had to re-exit the household.
The way he runs, a runner, a track star, I was like,
Yeah.
I do not want you in an emergency because you will be nowhere to be found.
No, he's gone. Oh my gosh, and they say happy birthday, Amanda. So it must be Amanda's birthday, which we don't touch on.
never celebrate Amanda's birthday except for that one time we did that 90s party and Kyle
She had a
did
pogo
not get
stick.
her a present.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
somebody got her something amazing. I
The
forget
pogo
who,
stick.
but no, somebody got her like a dog or like it was something related to an animal where they like did something at
Oh,
like
right.
it wasn't like a physical gift, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. So we do hellos. It's very awkward between Jesse and Ciara. So Jesse's like, hey, can we talk before dinner?
It reminded me of the hand slap from last year with West. I was like, that's the energy.
Yep,
She's
that's
back.
the energy. So it's 6:08 p.m. West loves a storm. He goes outside to watch the storm. You know what, everyone? That's very Midwest. We love a good storm. I
You
love
know
watching
what?
a storm.
Again, thank you, Wes, for writing a love letter to the Midwest every single episode.
So he's talking to Ben. And Ben's like, you think Ciara's mad at Jesse? And Wes is like, absolutely. And when Ciara's mad at you, it's not good. So Jesse's not doing well. So Ciara and Jesse go do talk in Ciara's room. And Jesse says he feels bad. Ciara's like, great. That's good because I know what you said. Jesse goes, well, I feel bad because it made you feel a certain type of way. And he says he didn't mean anything about it. He felt like him and Ciara were getting flirty and wanted to know if their friendship were to move to the next level, that Wes would be okay, that that's something he could pursue. And Ciara's like, but you didn't mean anything by it. And Jesse takes the longest pause and says he didn't know what his intention was or where Ciara's head was at. He just thought this was the right order of operations. Check with your guy friend first to see if he cares. And Ciara's like, that's weird that you would talk to Wes before me because that makes me feel like a sexual conquest. Which Jesse says that's not what he meant, but Ciara's like, look, like it's weird that you would talk to Wes before me. Says it's weird that, and then she also says she's hearing that it's like a joke. So he's just
That's
hiding
the
behind this
thing.
joke.
It's the double whammy of it because I can forgive him for the order of operations being wrong. Like, you don't know how to navigate that situation. Like, who is your priority there? It's the joke that makes it worse, in my opinion.
So Jesse clarifies that if they made out, she's not the joke, but like it's just the makeout that's the joke.
And he thinks he's like doing something there.
He literally says the same thing because he's like, you're not the joke. Just hooking up with you would be
Just
a
me
joke.
wanting to kiss you is a joke. I'm not serious about it. Come on.
And Jesse says he feels like they have an attraction to each other, but they're also friends and he doesn't know what he's looking for. Ciara's like, okay, we've crossed a lot of lines. Maybe we've blurred them. And she loves him she loves him like a friend, but she's upset because why can she express that she wants a boyfriend and then Jesse wants to just joke about making out with her? Like if he was really interested, he would have asked for permission to take her on a date because
Yeah.
her point is Jesse knows he's not getting a makeout from her unless they're a thing. And so he still then asks to make out with her. And he's not even asking her, which is crazy. And she's like, you know all these things about me. Like, if you really wanted to pursue something with me, you should have asked me for a date. The makeout's not going to happen.
And let's just say, like, in theory, like, he could get her into this, like, joke scenario where they kiss. You know it's not something she wants, but you're gonna pursue that anyways is weird.
Yeah, it's that he knows that she wouldn't be down for it, but he's like, I'm going to just ask in case it happens.
But
And
it's
it's
like the
like, it's
only way she
not.
would be down, not only way, but I don't think she would do this in a sober capacity, want this in any way. But let's say they get
Agreed.
so drunk it happens, like that's like taking advantage of her in a way. Like weird.
It is
Because he
weird.
said like, oh, it would be a drunken makeout kiss. So when her like inhibitions are low and she's not thinking correctly about what she actually wants in life, you're like, yes, I can have this joke makeout because it is a conquest to you.
Yeah.
It feels like he is trying to answer things correctly rather than taking a look at why he thought the way he did about her and about kissing her. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
start taking responsibility for actually how we think about women and breaking that down.
Agreed. So Jesse apologizes for how he made Ciara feel, and Ciara in her interview chair says it is hurtful from Jesse, but she does acknowledge that it's like 25% Jesse, 75% her, because it brings back her feelings of always people just wanting to hook up with her, and she
I
wants to
didn't
be
get this.
seen.
The 25-75. I was really confused by that number.
I think what she means is like, yes, Jesse fucked up, right? Like what he did hurt her, but it
Mhm.
hurt her because she already had these insecurities of people
Mm.
seeing her as only hookup when she wants to be seen as a person, as a friend, as like a girlfriend, and not just like this sexual conquest. So I think she's realizing like, yes, what Jesse said fucked up and it hurt her, but she's feeling a type of way because of her
Past
previous
experiences.
insecurities. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's realizing like these are things I need to work through because if like she had Jesse's comment probably wouldn't have hurt her as much. But
Gotcha.
I also think it could because this is your friend. So like the
Yeah.
fact that it's your friend hurting you. But I think she's realizing like this is something deeper.
Her reaction, like, is
Yes.
bigger because of her experiences.
Yes. She's more
Okay.
hurt. Like she cried because these are things she needs to deal with.
Gotcha. I thought she was talking about, like, blame, and I was like, "Why are you to blame
No.
for this, girly?" Like, that
No.
man.
He's 100% to blame for the situation, but he's only 25% to blame for her reaction.
Reaction. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I also think she as a person doesn't want this to affect her in the way it did. Like, she doesn't want to cry. She doesn't want to, like,
Mhm.
sit all week and, like, stir on this. So then she's probably like, damn, like, that's something I need to work on.
Gotcha. She's like, "I
Yeah.
wanna clock you and be like, 'Don't ever say this about me again,' but
And
you're
then
right,
drop
like,
it. But she
it
can't because
yeah.
then it lives in her head.
Yeah, like, her leaving a party, even if she's upset, is very abnormal. So, like, why did it have such a toll on
Yes.
her? Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, so that's where the episode ends. So next time on Summer House, Ben gives Amanda a compliment at the dinner table, and Bailey across it says, Ben wants to sleep with you. And that really pisses Ben off, and they have a conversation about it, which makes Bailey cry. Wes misses Ciara, but Wes doesn't know what else to do. And
Oh
I'm like,
my
go get
god.
your girl.
Go talk to KJ about putting your heart on the line.
Me, go get your girl. Okay, Meredith, time for fun, not fun. It is an odd number, so it is your turn to go first.
Starting with not fun, Jesse. I can't. I cannot. It's the, like, apology and not apology situation. I like that Ciara just gave him space to basically, like, continue to double down a little bit and
Yeah.
not really know what the actual problem is.
Jesse Solomon. Okay, that was mine, but I do want to be different because it's like not that serious and we can be fun with this. I'm going to pick Carl only because my poor dude, he only has a good day if Barbie looks at him. Have a good day
I'm
without
dying.
her. Have a good day without her. You
Oh
got
my
this. You
god.
got also, you need to drop Kyle as a friend for not investing. That's not good friend behavior and you deserve better. And I'm holding you accountable, Carl, because we're pushing 40 at this point. Come on.
I can see how this fight's about to come down. Like,
Come
Carl
on.
is brewing some
Yep.
frustration with Kyle about Amanda, about his bar, like, everything.
Okay, so who's your fun?
Oh, I this is tough because I just feel like the party wasn't that fun, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm gonna give it to KJ. He's making moves with Dara. He's, like, having a good time. He's putting his heart on his sleeve even though he didn't really wanna be a lover boy. Like, I love his lover boy energy.
Yeah, yeah, he's a lot of fun. I'm gonna go with Bailey. I just found her like absolutely hilarious this episode. Her
Yep.
trying to flirt was so funny. Her like self-deprecating humor is what I have, and it's not in a way that like puts herself down. It's just like realizing, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I got to change myself." And then her prank with Levi was very fun and
Incredible.
like, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I this week I'm going back to the basics of like who was fun and who was not fun, but like
That's a really good
lighthearted. I'm
point.
not going
Yep.
into it too hard.
Not
Okay,
too deep.
great. Well, I love this season already. Oh, it's so refreshing. I
I'm
love.
shocked that the new cast is, like, showing up, showing out like they are, like,
Hmm.
to be honest, they're carrying the show for me this season. Like, obviously, I love my
I
OGs, but they
mean,
are putting in work.
just had two newbies as fun. So our
Yeah.
newbies are taking over. Okay, well, we will see you next week. Do all the things. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.